get ready to thrive loud with Lou Diamond.
Hey Thrive Loud listeners, this is Sophia the intern here with another Minisode. Today we'll be going back to our conversation with Tracy Timm, an amazing career coach and career strategy expert. But we're going back to a time where Tracy was lost, stuck in a finance job she was miserable in. So let's hear more about realizing when a job isn't right for you, listening for a calling, and breaking free.
Those that recognize at some point in their career or something has happened that they make a change, that they take a leap, that they do something different, or more notably, try to get onto a track that makes them thrive. Mm-hmm. And this was that point, and I just want to ask this question. At the moment that you quit and you weren't sure where you were going, mm-hmm. I guess the overarching thing was, did you feel it as almost like a calling, like, I have to do this?
Yeah, really interesting. So the circumstances around me quitting were multiple fold. I couldn't even enjoy things that I normally enjoyed. And that was the straw that broke the camel's back. I actually went to a wedding of a high school friend that was at Notre Dame. This was like September-ish of 2012. And if you know me, and you've known me for 10 minutes, you know that I love weddings. I love the love. I love drinking wine. I love dancing. I love getting dressed up. Like, I love weddings. And so I'm super excited to go because it's all my high school friends and they're, the people that I'm really probably the closest with and know you really well, right? So I'm at this wedding and I just can't focus on where I am. I'm so distracted by the fact that I'm eventually going to have to go home and go back to this job. And so Saturday night at the reception, instead of being inside with all of them, drinking and having a good time, relaxing, dancing, I was outside on the curb crying. And one of my friends came out, Matt, I'll never forget it, this conversation. He was like, what is going on with you? You're just not yourself anymore. Like, something is really wrong. And at that point, when I knew the people who knew me best could see that I wasn't the best version of myself and that I couldn't overcome the 12 or 13 hours a day that I was spending miserable, that takes just another world of energy. And I think the fact that I lasted 2.5 years says something about about me. But it just really rocked me. And so quite literally on the flight home the next day, I typed up my I quit speech on my iPad, and I walked in the following Tuesday because it was the long weekend. It was whatever holiday that is in early October that you get in the banking world, Columbus Day maybe. And right, and which we lived for. You live for bank holidays when you work in finance.
No, those skeleton days were always good, like when the closed and the banks were open. So you felt totally there. Yeah, okay, keep going.
Love it. Oh my gosh, sorry. It's the little things, guys. So, and you guys know this, like the minute you can bond with somebody over something really obscure, you're immediately best friends. So that's what Lou and I have. But anyway, so I quit. I quit sight unseen, had no plan, had no prospects, had no job, had nothing figured out. I just knew that I couldn't stay there. And I knew that something needed to change. And whether that was me literally being on the street for a little while, not on the street, but like no job, which in my mind was the equivalent of being homeless, which it's not, by the way, because I've been down to my last dollar and I've lived out of my car for a week. Like, it's not the same. But anyway, I knew something had to change. And what you're referring to, this sort of calling, that didn't come until later because I was afraid to listen for it. I had enough courage to quit, right? Because I had let myself get to the point of misery that honestly, when I work with clients now, because I work with young professionals who are in the exact same boat, they're used to being high achievers. They're really high potential. They've put themselves on what I now call career conveyor belts because they look safe and they look clear and they look like what successful people do. And then they find themselves absolutely miserable. And because that's all they've done, they have no idea how to break free of it. Those are my ideal people that I work with, right? My ideal clients and students. But realizations and courage come in waves, and they come, successively after you've hit one, right? So they're like an evolution. So I realized and had enough courage to leave, but I didn't have the realization and the courage to actually chase what I felt I was built for and what my purpose was until much later.
You've been listening to Thrive Loud with Lou Diamond. Now that you've heard this amazing episode, you really need to subscribe and hear all our episodes. Head on over to thriveloud.com and subscribe on whatever platform you listen to your podcasts. And make sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn at Thrive Loud. Thanks for listening.